Marriage is slowly dying. Here's why. By Again. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all ever think you're gonna get married in the future? Like, be honest right now in the chat. I feel like some people don't even care about marriage nowadays. Like, especially with the younger generation. Yes, yes, no, no. Maybe not, probably not. 50-50. Yes, but no, no. I pull no hoes. Okay, that's why I said in the future, man. You're gonna be good in the future, okay? You'll find the one in the future. I truly believe in that. I truly believe in that. Yeah, that's why we're watching this video, man. Because I feel like this kind of caught my eye. I feel like it is, like, nowadays, bro. Even, like, relationships nowadays. Even in relationships, like, I'll see a couple of my friends in relationships, but I don't really see a lot of people in relationships. And I feel like, I don't know, bro. We're heading down a potentially dark path. Lonely motherfuckers in chat. I'm going to marry my AI girlfriend. Now, why would you pin that? That's actually gonna be a thing. Niggas are going to marry their AI girlfriends. I promise you that. There was already a dude. Hold up. Look at this. You can't f that little ass dog. That is grape. Look at this, man. He's giving a speech and everything. This is the society we're heading to. Let's watch the video.
Was there anything that you wish that you would have done differently?
I wish I would have married a girl that was like 8 years younger.
What would you guys say is like...
Hold up. Hold on. What did he say?
The secret to...
I wish I would have married a girl that was like 8 years younger.
Whoa, Gramps, calm down, man. Hey, Gramps, calm down. Calm down, okay? Relax, Gramps. Relax. Man, it ain't the 1950s, man. It ain't the 1950s, okay? You can find somebody your age, man. It's okay, in your age range. You can find somebody in your age. Oh, my God. Pre-445, I mean, bro, this is like 60 years old. So, like, but the thing is, yo, it's actually really common. Like, I feel it's such a difference because normally if you hear, like, let's say you hear an age gap like 32 to 18, it sounds weird, right? But then as you get older, bro, it becomes like less weird for people. Like, you notice people be like, there literally be dudes or man or woman, I don't know. One will be like 10 or 15 years old or something like that. Maybe 10. Normally it's like 10. It's between 5 to 10. I feel like, you know, as long as everything, me personally, I'm just like, as long as it's consensual, y'all didn't meet before they were underage, I don't really care. But I feel like there's a certain point, like, I'm really thinking right now. Let's say in the future there was the same age gap with me. I feel like I wouldn't really be able, like, I didn't grow up in the same, with the same shows and, well, kinda. The same shows, music, different things. I feel like I wouldn't be able to relate. Like, it would just be weird.
What would you guys say is like the secret to a long and happy marriage? A short
Max
memory.
is 5 to 6.
I think marriage and love don't have that much to do with each other.
Today I'm out here and the question that I'm asking is...
No, that's definitely facts, bro. Like, I feel like, you know the problem with marriage, bro? Just getting the government involved. The fact that it's just like, oh, you gotta get married to show that you love this person. I understand it, but at the same time, it's kind of weird getting the government involved.
Is your biggest dating or relationship regrets?
Well, I just have no regrets whatsoever. My dating life was absolutely fabulous. But then he happened.
Oh, you know Granny was... You know she was... Oh, look at his face, man. He was with it too, man. You know he was with her too. She was doing like all type of... Bro, in the 70s? Y'all know they were just in the 70s and 80s. Like, it's kind of crazy.
There, and that was it.
That I didn't propose to my wife sooner than I did.
Great answer.
Damn. And I'm really thinking about that too. Like, y'all know, like, probably your grandparents or great-grandparents or whatever, they would get married in like their 20s. And I'm really thinking, bro, I'm about to turn 21 in like a month. There is no world where I'm ever ready right now to ever get into like a long-term commitment like that. There is no world. I'd really be surprised. And sometimes it'd be working out for them. Do y'all think it would be better like that, where like you were younger and then you just got somebody with you were committed with forever, or you want to like explore more until like you're in your maybe 30s and get ready to settle down?
That I didn't wake up sooner to the marriage.
A love I
26?
left in New Orleans. She was the love of my life. We hadn't gotten to know each other. I don't have any idea how much she regretted the breakup. I know I had.
Nah, man, you look like a pimp, man. It seems if anything, he benefited. Oh, no, he's wearing skinny black jeans. You wearing hood-ass pants.
Each other. I don't have any idea.
I know he was a pimp this time.
The breakup. I know I have.
How old are
Nah,
you?
we know you
what
doing-
age did you guys
you
get
doing
married?
good, huh?
22 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm 57 and we got married at 24.
See, that's like very rare. I feel like
That's crazy. 20, almost, is that 25 years? I think it is 25 years. That's more than 25 years, right?
My age too, right? Like I'm 26. I
Good
have a
name,
girlfriend,
slip back,
but
slip
I don't
back.
know anyone like my age or any of my friends who have been married yet.
Took me 25, 27 years to fall madly in love with this woman.
So along with these successful couples, I also wanted to ask someone with a unique expertise on marriage,
All right.
especially for when things didn't work out.
Let's go.
James Sexton.
Here's James
Got that shit
Sexton.
on.
I'm a divorce lawyer in New York City. I've been practicing divorce law for about 22 years. And I'm the
Sexton is an amazing last name to be like a divorce lawyer.
author of 2 books. If you're in my office, it's already too late. A Divorce Lawyer's Guide to Staying Together. And the other is called How to Stay in Love, Practical Wisdom from an Unlikely Source.
You mentioned that you believe in
I'm not gonna lie, if you have to buy a How to Stay in Love book when like you're married, your marriage is probably cooked already. Like there's probably no saving it.
love, but you don't believe in marriage. Do
Long
you
last
think
name.
your experience as a divorce lawyer and, you know, seeing probably the most extreme of cases, as well as your, you know, personal experience with divorce yourself, do you think that has impacted your view on marriage?
I think my own marriage, which ended in divorce, definitely
Damn.
did not make me not believe in marriage. I'm really glad I was married. I have 2 wonderful adult children, but you know, I don't think that was unsuccessful. I think sometimes things end, and that doesn't mean they weren't successful. I think that we have a definition of marriage that if it doesn't last forever, it was a failure, and I think that's a wildly inaccurate definition.
Isn't that kind of true though? Like, isn't the point of marriage you're supposed to be theirs forever? That's what they say in wedding vows. Speaks from experience. Sexton, a crazy last name.
Of a successful marriage. I know people that stayed together absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
I get to see a really honest version of things because, again, the 2 people you never lied to or never should lie to are your doctor and your lawyer, because our only job is to protect you, and we have total, you know, confidentiality. The majority of marriages end in divorce, not living happily ever after.
But before we continue, when
Yeah, man. Like, let me have some hope, my guy. Let me have some hope.
52% of marriages end in divorce,
Okay, is this really true though? Is this really true? Because if it's like this, bro, I'm never getting married. I swear to you, I'm just never getting married. It's not even worth it, bro. I'm sorry. The person I'm with long term, you're getting a prenup. I hope you're watching this right now because you're getting a prenup. I don't know, but it's different in some cultures. I feel like, especially in my culture, like Ethiopian culture, it's rare that people get divorces. It's very rare. Very rare. And there's like a lot of religion kind of tied into it and stuff like that. And like communities know each other, so it's kind of rare. My parents have been together since 2000. That's the thing I need in the future, bro. Whoever I settle down with, we're locked in. And everybody should be like that. You need to be with that person. Don't rush to get married. I think everybody knows, like, I don't suspect anybody here to rush to get married. You need to be with that person for like 8 to 10 years, I feel like.
the concept of till death do us apart a dead concept? Because like anything these days, there's the
I like that effect.
I don't think what we have today is really marriage.
You shouldn't like hold on to things that no longer serve you.
Why would I get married? There's no actual reason to get married.
So with people waiting longer and not choosing to marry at all, I wanted to explore the current state of marriage and what the future holds for relationships. With our lack of trust in institutions and increasing isolation, are we too far gone? And also, what does this all mean in the context of my own relationship? I guess we gonna see. You mentioned that again, once you are in a divorce lawyer's office, the relationship is screwed and that marriage isn't a rapid death, but a long and slow one. What can both men and women do so they never end up in your office?
I think we disconnect really slowly from our partner. I think the best thing people can do is to be mindful of slippage. It's a lot like getting super fat and then realizing, okay, I gotta lose a bunch of weight. Now it's like hard to come back from that. You know, it takes a lot more effort. Except in this situation, there's multiple people, right? There's two people in the story instead of just one. So it's two people that have to be kind of disciplined and focused and on the same page. If you ask most people,
said Gen Alpha gonna get married to their toilet. Gen Alpha is the generation of AI girlfriends and getting married. This guy's gonna be making a bag off Gen Alpha.
People like, oh, what do you like best about your girlfriend or your husband or your wife? Like, they're nice and they're smart and they're funny. But if you drill it down and say, like, tell me a couple of things that they did this week that you really liked, it's weird stuff. A lot of times, it's not what they think it would be. And it's just as easy to devote your energy to those things as it is to devote it to the things that make each other miserable.
What would you guys say is like the secret to a long and happy marriage?
A short memory.
When you base your value system on the same thing, that's really helpful.
Well, actually, I think you just put up with everything.
If you lost everything, I'd still
put up with everything. What? What did she say?
Well, actually, I think
what did she say?
You just put up with everything.
Put up with everything. Oh yeah, now you in a abusive relationship, sweetie. You in a abusive relationship.
Lost everything, I'd still be with you. If you were really sick, I'd still be with you. You know, that's real love. I think one of the hardest things for young people to understand is like a bad phase can actually be a whole year and a half.
So it seems like being able to be adaptable.
A year and a half for having a bad phase with who you're with sounds like awful, especially when if you're living with that person, bro. That just sounds terrible. Shit, I would get mad too, bro. I would leave.
Grow with each other has been like a big secret to
that sounds way too long. A year is way too long. You gotta separate it.
What do you think is the biggest difference between a wife and someone who's a one-night stand? For both men and women.
A wife, a husband,
go on.
That means substance.
What do you think is the most important quality to look for in a partner?
You should go shopping with your date to see what they buy and how much they spend. Because I think money is a very important part of the equation.
Nah, you spend though. Y'all gotta hear him, man. Y'all gotta hear him. First date, you going out, take him to like a Gucci store, something like that, and then see what they do. Be like, you can buy them anything. You can buy them anything. You can buy them this and that. Just pick out something. And then they pick out like 20 things. You know they're not real. They pick out one thing. You know they're real.
I imagine you guys are pretty different from 32 years ago. I feel like I'm changing every single year. In that sense, how has your guys' relationship evolved?
It's certainly less tempestuous than it was in the beginning.
Wow, look at those vernacular smart words. You see, do y'all even know what I'm at extreme. Do y'all even know what tempestuous means? Promise y'all don't, but I do.
I would say it was real operatic for a while. See?
Okay.
Some things never change. And so unlike older generations who typically got married around their 20s, that's not the...
Let me read this real quick. Hold up. Bro stuttering like Porky Pig. Let's just say that was an accident. Members of this generation were married and having children as early as 1947. This generation was characterized by early marriage, with women marrying at the average age of 20 and men at 21. Most of their children... Oh my god. What? 20 and 21? That's just like, that sounds so wild. Like, bro, I'm about to be 21. It would be over for me. It would be over for me. I feel like a lot of the pressure, because there was a lot more pressure back then to get married early. Like, it was just like the thing that everybody's like, oh, when are you getting married? Some people still face it. Like, some people still face it now.
The case today. Gen Z and millennials are open to marriage, but waiting around 10 years longer to get married at all. I mean, look at me. I'm 26, almost 27, and not married. Whereas my parents have my older sister at this age, and I'm here making YouTube videos. Whether it be student debt to higher...
But I feel like it's also a grind, too, because you can do more stuff nowadays. Especially with technology, you see everything.
Living costs. It makes sense when looking at Gen Z dating lives.
Damn.
And its polarity as the loneliest and the horniest. Two different studies found that just half of high school seniors were actively dating, and 1 in 4 young adults were remaining celibate for an entire year. In short, they ain't... Well, not
only a year?
Not exactly the case. Because on the other hand, we're also seeing more adultery and promiscuity, but in an ethical way. Approximately 20% of all Americans have experienced or attempted ethical polyamory at some point in their lives, with that number...
What the hell is ethical polyamory? Most high school dates are cringe. Oh yeah, 99% of high school relationships will never last. They almost... All the relationships I knew... There's not one that lasted, actually. Yeah, there isn't one.
We're skyrocketing over recent years. And with Gen Z embracing diverse...
Oh, is that open relationships? Oh, hell nah. Bro, most people... I don't know. Is this really popular with Gen Z? I don't know anybody... Actually, wait, no. I'm lying. This is actually a very popular thing on, like, dating apps and stuff like that. There's hella people that are into this. I'm lying.
Gender roles, and individuals who identify as bisexual or pansexual having a higher likelihood of engaging in polyamorous relationships. Is this a passing trend or a lasting one? And so I was curious on what the old heads thought. Another thing that's kind of been like more popular in our generation has been polyamorous relationships. What are your thoughts on polyamory?
They're gonna be like, you know, they're gonna be mad. They're not with it.
You know, I have a few friends in open relationships, and I've met
Never mind.
Polyamorous people. They're always...
I have 1 wife and 7 girlfriends. Are y'all seeing this? That just... I'm sorry. That just seems like way too much work to deal with. This isn't a one-night thing, bro. These are all of his girls, all of his... No, hell no.
It's really eager to talk about it.
Long term,
I'm just
not
not emotionally wired that way.
I think that's a bad idea. I just think that's super confusing.
I'm too jealous and too
average TLC show.
chaotic, I guess. take that approach.
So it's clear that compared to older generations, the dating scene has changed from expectations to realities. Because back then, without the illusion of unlimited choice, getting married to their high school sweetheart after 6 months together wasn't that crazy. And so since I've been dating my girl long distance for the last 10 months, and I haven't married her yet, I wanted to ask further about the differences between generations. Because as someone who's scared of marriage myself, I have doubts.
Bro,
Can our
paying $1
generation
million on
really be
child
the ones to
support?
succeed where others have failed? Because as my own relationship has progressed, so too have thoughts like, is she really the right person I can spend the rest of my life with? But perhaps it's natural to have
I feel like that's a bad way to look at a relationship. I don't know if that's just me. Like, just be with the person and like just keep going, and then you're like, all right, if it works out, it works out. And then eventually, maybe like a year after, I understand thinking that actually, but
in fear over one of the biggest decisions
dating
of
apps
our
are
lives.
scams.
So let's
They
just say that
definitely are.
if each person can only buy one engagement ring in their lifetime, I'm sure we'd be a lot more careful. And Dairy Ring is a brand specializing in engagement rings to address exactly
that's probably the best like sponsor transition I've ever seen, but I gotta skip those. Appreciate you.
What do you think is like the main difference of dating back then compared to now?
Cool. I mean, because you have an opportunity to find all kinds of action quickly to dating sites.
Obviously, we didn't have Google and all the stuff you guys got today, or like my sons got today. It was more one-on-one, you have to talk to a person.
From what I've heard, especially from my children's friends, is that there's a lot of filters applied to it. And in fact, in our case, had we applied filters, we would not have married, I would think. I'm not sure we would have.
Yeah.
How did you learn about?
No, that is facts, bro. It's definitely, bro. Dating apps are just like everything. I feel like for the younger generations, bro. And it's like a lot of times, bro. This is the problem. I think. Okay, this is the problem. I think. It's like a lot of times, like here, let me ask all the guys in chat, do y'all really feel comfortable? Like, I'm genuinely asking y'all, do y'all feel comfortable going up to a girl and just like asking her out or asking her for a number? Because like nowadays I feel like, bro, first off, you don't know if they're even interested. They might not even be interested, even though it's good to try. They might not even be interested. And then also it's like, I'm seeing yes, okay, I'm seeing half actually. I feel like a lot of dudes aren't like don't want to. I feel like a lot of dudes are either scared, and I feel like there's just so many creepy dudes that I understand women's perspectives. Like a random dude comes up to you, you're like, oh, I don't know what he's gonna do. Like, it really depends. Reddit Riz.
Relationships and
some weird ass kid called me God. See, there's actually like there would be niggas that do that, bro. All the weirdos just ruin it. All the weirdos pretty much ruin it for like the regular normal guys.
Dating when you were growing up.
We had role models that we could look at and family around us that supported that.
So I feel like a lot of my generation these days, we struggle with dating and relationships in general. And the general kind of consensus is kind of a negative view on dating. Why do you think this is kind of a struggle point for our generation?
Well, I think it's primarily social media. I mean, for example, when I met Tanya, there's an immediate physical, emotional vibe that you get, which, you know, you just don't get through electronics.
They're too casual about how fast they sleep together. Sex becomes such a big deal that they aren't willing to put the effort in to just get to know each other.
And with the rise
I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like they just, bro, dating apps, people just, that's all they do.
hookup culture, it's undeniably
never date a LA Valley girl. Is that the girls that talk like, that's the super white girls, right? Yeah, no, I never, oh my God, bro. I'd rather sit in hell with Satan, bro, than ever deal with that for the rest of my life. No.
How people date. And when art represents culture, it's no surprise that we're now seeing content on dating gurus, pickup artists, OnlyFans influencers. But interestingly, this surge is also giving rise to a counter trend in a different type of content.
If you are not familiar with the term tradwife, it is a woman who chooses to live a more traditional life with ultra-traditional gender roles.
There's been a recent resurgence of traditional marriages as seen by people like this TikTok creator.
I don't want to be a corporate girly, I don't want to climb the ladder, I don't want to be a boss babe.
Tradwives are traditional housewives who believe their role is to be
homemakers.
And their content from...
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that as long as they both consent to it. If they believe it, then yeah.
Cleaning to cooking.
Not like the other girls. I mean, if it's their choice to do it, and then the other dude consents, and it's a healthy relationship, then who cares? It's pretty much how every relationship like ran back in what, like the 40s and 50s and shit. As long as it's a healthy, bro, I don't care any relationship is. If it's healthy for them and it works out, it's good for them.
On social media, as some say, tradwives push regressive beliefs on women's rights and are exclusionary to the queer and trans community. And some also argue that maintaining a traditional marriage in this day and age is an unrealistic standard, especially as grade divorce has increased over the years.
No, you know what's bro, both one person staying home and the other person working, like it's almost impossible. You can't provide for like two people, let alone a whole family. It's almost impossible, bro.
But is this true? Since 1990, as attitudes towards divorce has become more socially acceptable, divorces for those over 50 has nearly doubled. But with some studies showing that men in a gray divorce tend to experience more negative effects than women, wanted to ask the lawyer.
I'm curious on your thoughts on the post-divorce, right? Once that's all settled, who fares better? Women that are divorced or men that are divorced?
Dating men, for sure. Women are much more open to the presence of stepchildren or a boyfriend with children. They don't really look at the kids as baggage as much as they look at them as a part of this person who they are feeling romantically about. Conversely, women who have children, a lot of men, particularly high-value men who are successful themselves, children, they're viewed as having baggage.
So with statistics showing that 64% of men remarry compared to 52%.
Guys actually care. I mean, there definitely is a difference between, hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro, at my age, you think I'm getting with somebody at my age right now that has a child? Yeah, nigga, you got it up. Be honest, for all the dudes in chat, you get I can't even say that, bro, because some of y'all is literally in high school right now. Like, you're not going to get with somebody that has a child. Nobody in their 20s, I would say even most women, bro, like, what the most women aren't going to do it. Who's going to do it?
2% of women.
Don't they know how to use a condom? Apparently not.
Seems like men do fare better when it comes to dating post-divorce. But in general, it's evident that individuals of both genders experience distinct challenges post-divorce. Because despite dual income households becoming standard, women are more likely to be financially dependent on their husbands. But on the other hand, even if men are the primary breadwinners, women are more likely to initiate the divorce and also more likely to receive empathy and support during it, compared to men who have a higher likelihood of substance abuse and depression. And in some cases, reputation loss can even occur, as seen in the initial Amber Heard Johnny Depp case in 2016, where Depp lost many roles due to alleged emotional and physical abuse.
Nah, this scenario is completely different, bro.
And not only so,
that scenario compared to most normal, like, that is completely different.
Custody also tends to favor women, but some argue for good reason. Most women take on the primary responsibility for child rearing, where fathers spend roughly 50 minutes less with their children than their mothers. In a scene in the months-long custody battle,
only 50? That's not bad, bro. Some dudes wish they could have seen like 50 minutes, their father 50 minutes in their life.
Olivia Wilde and ex-husband Jason Sudeikis, Wilde secured full custody and now resides with her children with their current partner Harry Styles. So as a man, I'm not gonna lie, that scares me on marriage, because even though my relationship has been so great and I love my girl, I also know that this is how many failed relationships began in the initial stage. And so I'm clearly not the only person in my generation that's feeling this way about marriage, and I'm also not the only one wondering what the future of relationships will look like.
You mentioned that the pendulum swings both ways. Now, anytime there's a correction, there's always going to be an overcorrection. And you mentioned that the next swing will be a return to more traditionalisms, and that marriages will actually surge. How do you think this will impact the future?
Marriages will surge. I mean, we're going to see AI marriages, sex robots, so yeah, I guess they will surge.
Marriage.
Roblox girlfriends.
There's a lot of resurgence of traditional
IMVU, like anything.
Old-fashioned courtship, not having premarital sex. I think people are feeling spiritually very lost right now. We tried to convince people that consumption would fill the void, and it didn't. People in that spiritual quest will tend to go back to the answers that religion gives. The massive increase in divorce that occurred from the 1970s and 80s on. Our culture's never been great at nuance. Like, I think the United States has a tendency to treat dandruff with decapitation. I think everybody's just been like, yeah, sleep with whoever you want, whenever you want, nothing means anything, there's no God, there's no anything, there's no rules, there's not even genders, just go out and whatever feels good, do it. Doesn't matter, you know, gain weight, lose weight, doesn't matter if you're fat, you're skinny, no one's allowed to talk about it, you know, everything's just great. Like, and everyone's unhappy. And
not gonna lie, bro, you kind of spin though. I mean, the difference is, I feel like people were just like more, like, bro, it's just such a difference with social media. This nigga bound to be canceled. Nah, they about to come for my mans, bro. They about to come for him. But yeah, there was a difference between, because back then, bro, like, it was just, a lot of times it was just treated like a religious matter. So if you got married, like, you weren't getting a divorce. It was rare. Actually, wait, that's kind of a lie, because like 50% of people get divorced. The point is, bro, like, their fundamentals, everybody, it feels like more people had their fundamentals in line compared to nowadays.
So we'll go the other way now. Rigidity.
And it seems like the pendulum is swinging. In 2022, there were 2.6 million weddings across the United States, which is the most we've ever seen since the 1980s.
That seems like a lie. I don't know.
And it's even exceeded pre-pandemic norms by over 500,000. And with more Gen Z getting married with less time dating, is this a sign that Gen Z is finding what's truly important, or is this all just a flex over Instagram? What do you think is the last thing that you'll remember when you die?
Probably my kids. I don't know what else you'd think about.
Not like the money or like the car?
No.
My husband, my children, and the people that I love.
I hope it's the birth of my children. Those are two of the happiest days of my life.
I have no idea.
The day when you met him, right?
Right, exactly.
Damn, she's not gonna say her children? No. Like, you see the husband was like immediately like, oh yeah, my children, absolutely my children. They were the best thing in the world. They're the best thing. She's like, I don't know. I really don't know. That's kind of f***ed up, bro. Like, damn, you don't care about your kids? W grandma, she has other ideas. Nah, she's thinking back to her 20s. She was like, oh yeah, those sex parties in the 70s and 80s. Oh yeah, that's really what I was enjoying. That's really what life was about. That's really what life was about.
All the times you had sex?
Yeah, well, that's true. You would actually think about that. Well, you always think about that, no matter who you're
Grandpappy thinking that too.
with.
Because even though money is undeniably important, whether it's to fund or scale this channel, or to afford tickets to continue furthering this relationship, what matters during our final moments isn't the money or the status, but the memories with others.
You ready for tomorrow? I'm excited.
Do you think you'll ever try your hand at marriage ever again?
I don't think marriage would be important to me. I'm in a long-term relationship that's very happy. My lack of endorsement of marriage does not have to do with a lack of endorsement of monogamy, of pair bonds,
Thanks for that money.
Love, of romance. I think those are all amazing, wonderful things. But I think marriage and love don't have that much to do with each other. I think that's what my professional life is.
Nah, that's definitely true, bro. I feel like, I don't know, especially legal marriage. Just legal marriage, I feel like just fucked up everything. When people just start signing papers to show that they were in love, like, it just sounds stupid.
It's taught me. Marriage like lottery.
I'm probably gonna do it. I think honestly, that was a really good video. I think that's a good conversation to have because, y'all, be honest, do y'all think, is anybody here gonna get married in the next 5 years? I feel like that's a no for like everybody. You'd have to be like way older to even be thinking about that. I'm gonna be 19 in 5 years, hell no. Oh my god. Alright, in conclusion, you know what? Just enjoy your life. You're gonna find the one eventually if you're looking for the one. And yeah, if you're watching this on the tube, join the Discord.